We do have another very special guest we want to bring up today. We're going to hear from one of our parents whose life really changed through the adoption of his daughter who is in foster care. I'd like to invite Kevin Christopher to the stage. Kevin's a therapist with strategic mental health. He is also the son of Tom Wisz, who you just saw perform a few moments ago. So please join me in welcoming Kevin.
Hi, I'm Kevin, and this is Kate, who you heard a little bit about from my dad, who's standing next to me, who just danced. And we're here to tell you a little bit about Kate's story, my story as a foster parent, and everything that we kind of experienced with Kate. So she came to us at 4 months old, and when she came to our home, she was her original birth weight of 6 pounds. So we didn't have a medically fragile license, and they didn't know that she was medically fragile when she came to us. So we had a lot of unexpected medical appointments, specialists, sleepless nights, and juggling all that with the foster process, case managers, and guardian, and visits with it kept us very busy, and she kept getting better every step of the way, every appointment. We met a lot of amazing people throughout our journey through the case managers at Arizona's Children, CPS, the guardian, very supportive. We were connected with all of the resources that Kate needed and that we needed as a family to kind of cope and heal and get Kate back on track, which she is pretty much developmentally on track now after feeding therapy, developmental trauma, and she just recently had brain mapping, which is called NMT, and that's through Arizona's Children. And your donations today will help support that and offer that to families in the system. And what the goal of that is to identify trauma and identify the impact of trauma and how it impacts the brain development of children, and strategies to kind of pick up where that trauma stopped development through. So through that process, we became much more mindful, much more aware, much more intentional about our parenting and about the role of trauma, even prenatal trauma, infant trauma, because we'll never know the extent of what Kate went through those first 4 months, but we know it was significant enough to have the failure to thrive diagnosis and such significant developmental issues. So we owe a lot to Arizona's Children, and your donations today go towards a lot of those services that we were able to benefit from, that helped Kate, that helped us as a family. So I'm going to turn it over to my dad.
Okay. All right. Good job, kid. Good job. Give me five. Atta girl. Thank you, Kevin, for sharing our family story and for carrying out our family legacy of adoption. My mother-in-law was so proud of the fact that out of her 4 grandchildren, 3 are adopted. I'm going to get emotional here. The reality is that most foster families and adopted families are in need of little wonders here in Arizona. At our first dancing event 4 years ago, Susan and I invited one of my colleagues at work, Todd Lauder and his wife Tabitha, to join us, and they shared with us that they'd been thinking about adoption or fostering back when they were first dating. Later, I learned that Tabitha had been following a foster mom on Instagram who posted a list of ages of kids who were sleeping in cubicles in a Phoenix office because they didn't have a home. Tabitha said, "We have an empty room upstairs. We can help." Within a few weeks, they were in a licensing class and on their way to becoming foster parents for a 7-year-old boy. But I understand that fostering and adoption a child may not be for you. So what can you do to help? Consider attending an informational session, because this may be a perfect fit for a family friend or a family member. You can volunteer and be a mentor, as Bob, our postman, mentioned earlier, to youth who are aging out of the foster care system. The easiest option where you can help make a huge difference is your financial support. Arizona's Children's Association provides a tailored continuum of services to more than 40,000 children and families each year in all 15 Arizona counties. But there's a gap between the services that are covered by the state and the high level of care that provides for families. There's a youth mentoring program. It's solely supported by donors like you. The brain mapping program that Kevin just mentioned helps parents and caregivers respond to their child's specific needs. Parenting education provides good parents with the tools they need to be great parents. All of these programs rely on your donations. One of my main reasons for continuing to volunteer for the last 15 years is the fact that this organization is very responsible and very cost-effective with your funds. More than 90 cents of every dollar goes directly to the programs. This is higher than the national average for all the nonprofits out there. Your support makes a huge difference for these little wonders like Diamond, Kat, Dimitri, and our granddaughter Kate. There are donation cards at your table and helpful staff nearby for you to take some time, make your commitment to youth and their families who are part of Arizona's foster care system. One-time or ongoing gifts will benefit the programs you have learned about today. It will allow us to directly impact children and families we serve. Not only can you support our programs, but you may also benefit from a dollar-for-dollar state charitable tax credit of $400 per individual, $800 for a couple. There's more about the tax credit in the middle of your program. We hope you're ready to make an impact in the lives of others today. We also welcome the chance to meet you individually if you would like to discuss your financial commitment to youth. Before the show resumes, we'd like to share a short video of the children whose lives have been impacted by Arizona's Children's Association. After the video, the staff will come around to pick up envelopes. Just raise your hand after that video, and I sincerely thank you for your support.